Hey there, and welcome to episode 13 from beautiful Orlando, Florida, where actually it's quite a bit of chilly. But that probably has something to do with the fact that when you live in Arizona, you just get used to it being beautiful weather this wonderful time of January. But here I am. I'm actually here for a conference this week, staying at the Doubletree SeaWorld Orlando. So that's where I'm coming to you from this week. Want to talk a little bit about probably one of my favorite travel hack products out there, which is Global Entry. And if you read my travel blog at all, we're at allsortsoftravel.com. I'll talk about Global Entry there as one of the best travel hacks that you can do for $100 for 5 years worth of use, where it gives you not only TSA pre-check, but also expedited entry back into US at most airports when you are able to clear immigration in about 30 seconds-ish. Definitely not long line worth of immigration. And I know even with things like kind of mobile passport, which is helping, there's more kiosks that are coming up just for regular entry in the U.S. if you're a U.S. citizen or a resident. But one of the things I want to talk about this week is why Global Entry was the best friend to take with on the cruise I was on last week. So episode 12, I came to you from Catalina Island, where we were on a 4-night, 5-day cruise on the Carnival Inspiration, going to Catalina Island to Ensenada, Mexico, and then day at sea back to Long Island Cruise Port. But for me, anytime that I travel in and out of Canada or Mexico by car, this is all I take. But what you also need to know is this acts as a passport card, which is what you're able to use when you go on a cruise. So for me, I didn't have a passport. You're going to find out why I am waiting for my passport in an upcoming episode. But I had my Global Entry card, so I was still able just to use this card to get on board the cruise ship, to get in and out of Mexico, and then to come back into the US just having this wonderful little Global Entry card. So if you're not familiar with Global Entry, one of the things I think most people are familiar with is TSA PreCheck. You ever been at the airport and you're looking at that line where they're just kind of sailing through without having to take off jacket, take their shoes off, take stuff out of their bag? Well, that's TSA PreCheck, which is expedited screening to get through the airport. So a lot of people will go ahead and spend $85 for 5 years to get the TSA PreCheck for that aspect. For $15 a year, or $15 for 5 years more, you can actually just apply for Global Entry, which then allows you to get not only just TSA PreCheck for that 5 years, but also that expedited entry into the US. If you're going to do at least one international trip within 5 years, is it worth $15? Even if it's just one time in 5 years, to have the ability to get that expedited re-entry back in the US. Well, if you've ever stood in a long immigration line, I think you know the answer is yes, because it just makes sense to get through there and get on your way to make your connection, or just to get on home. So I hope this is helpful. I think for me, when I am kind of traveling, I'm looking for nice little travel hacks, and again, you get to find out in an upcoming episode why I didn't have my passport for this cruise. Excited to share that with you. But if you like this video, go ahead and like it. Talk to me about some of your other favorite travel hacks that maybe you use when you travel. And as always, subscribe. Let's keep going on this journey together. Until next week, we'll talk with you soon. So as a bonus, this is the guy that's rooming with me. This is his suitcase for a week of travel. This is my bag for a week of travel. His bag for a week of travel. My bag for a week of travel. There's something to be said about traveling lightly.